This is One on One. I'm Steve Adubato. This is St. Peter's University. We are here at the annual Reentry Conference. It is called The Road to Salvation from Addiction to Employment. The New Jersey Reentry Corporation is holding this conference, and the keynote speaker is with me right now. He is, in fact, Father Greg Boyle, founder of Homeboy Industries, all the way in from Los Angeles last night to speak at this conference today. Tell folks what Homeboy Industries is.
It's the largest gang intervention, rehab, reentry program on the planet, and it's Los Angeles. We've been around for 31 years. We get 15,000 folks a year walking through our doors. There are 120,000 gang members in LA County and 1,100 gangs, so we respond.
Why did you start this? I'm sorry for interrupting, Father. Why did you start it?
Well, I was pastor of the poorest parish in the city that had 8 gangs at war with each other, and I was burying kids, so we started a school and a jobs program, and then social enterprises, and now we've evolved into this quite large operation.
Connect for folks who may not understand this. It is the New Jersey Reentry Corporation. The reentry issue is a New Jersey issue, but it is a societal issue. Explain to folks how challenging it is for people who have been incarcerated to come out and reenter society and find employment. Not much more complicated because of the addiction often to opioids. How complicated and difficult?
Well, the complication in Los Angeles is a gang involvement and how they heavily stigmatize themselves with the tattoos and things that are...
Stigmatize themselves?
Yeah, by putting tattoos on themselves. And, and so the degree of difficulty in trying to locate gainful employment gets higher and higher. We try to, combat that and have done...
How?
Well, by changing the image of folks. If you think that human beings are involved, you might give people a chance. You might start to think perhaps we're all a whole lot more than the worst things we've ever done. So Homeboy stands as a notion, which is what if we were to invest in people rather than just trying to incarcerate our way out of this problem. In Los Angeles' case, it's an intense gang issue.
Okay, but we're in Jersey City. You have other cities like Newark and Patterson and Camden and Trenton. Do you feel, Father, that the Los Angeles experience, the gang-related experience, is in any way significantly different than the urban gang-oriented activities and the challenges that these often young men, but also young women, face in New Jersey?
Well, I think we still need to kind of shift how we see crime. What's our diagnosis? How do you analyze what this is about? And in the end, even the opioid crisis, it's people are in need of some kind of healing. So at our place, we've evolved from employment-centric to healing-centric.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is, unless people can discover the truth of who they are and discover some deep and profound resilience, they're going to keep reoffending no matter what happens. So an employed inmate, for example, may or may not reoffend, and an educated one may or may not. But a healed one won't ever go back to prison. That's our premise.
For those who don't understand and say, listen, someone is offended, let them do their time. They come out, wish them the best. That's their approach. Not my problem. I didn't do it. They did the crime. You say what to those folks? Because there are a few of them.
They've done their time and they don't, begrudge society from insisting on that. But then they've done their time, and that should be the end, rather than nobody knew that this was going to be a life sentence, that they would be prevented from everything from voting to renting to employment. And that's not very smart. First of all, it's not very smart.
Why not?
Crime, because it's costly. In prison costs a lot of money.
Recidivism costs a lot of money.
Costs us a lot of money. So, and then the aerial view on this, of course, is we belong to each other. So you want to be a society that has a more compassionate, expansive view. What if we were to imagine a circle of compassion and then imagine nobody standing outside that circle? I suspect we'd be better off.
Let me ask you this, Father. When you entered the priesthood, is this what you envisioned for your work?
Well, I'm a Jesuit, like this institution.
The answer would be yes pretty quickly once you said that.
Yeah. So,
explain to folks who may not understand. A priest, a Jesuit priest is not simply a priest. My son went to Fordham, so I know just a little bit. I was educated by the Christian Brothers. A little bit different, but go ahead.
Well, it's a religious order, so it has a charism and kind of a way of thinking, and we live in community, and so it's so I've been a Jesuit for 47 years, and so it's has principles of Saint Ignatius of Loyola that certainly undergird and are the engine of this great university.
And a responsibility to the community and
Yeah.
making a difference.
Wants to kind of
Service.
imagine a community of kinship, such that God might recognize it.
Final question for you. The decade of death in Los Angeles, I keep reading that phrase and it's in quotes. Could you just put that in context?
Well, 88 to 98 is what that was the time where in Los Angeles anyway, but it was true in lots of other places. We had 1,000 gang-related homicides in 1992. So that was a period of time, in my experience, that was quite intense, and may we never return to it, I hope.
This has been Father Greg Boyle, the founder of Homeboy Industries, comes from Los Angeles to join us here at this conference. We thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Steve.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 30 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, RWJ Barnabas Health, Guarini Institute for Government and Leadership at St. Peter's University, the law firm of Gibbons, P.C., New Jersey Sharing Network, Valley Bank, and by Johnson & Johnson. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.